crypto. There's speculation, right? That's all the noise, right? Then there's things that have happened with Voyager and with FTX now. That's somebody running a company that's just dumb as greedy, right? So what does Sam Bankman do? He's just give me more, give me more, give me more. So I'm going to borrow money, loan it to an affiliated company, and hope and pretend to myself that the FTT tokens that are in there on my balance sheet are going to sustain their value.
And first, we got reports at CoinDesk, this is from CoinDesk, reporting that SBF's Alameda Research, they hold much of the reserves in FTT. That's their proprietary token. Why was that important? Because when you pile leverage on top of leverage and it's not disclosed, well, that rug can be pulled, and that's what happened. Secondly, on November 6th, so this is basically over the weekend, CZ over at Binance saying they will sell its FTT holdings. And CZ and SBF, well, they were trading barbs on Twitter. And if we advance, a couple days later, Binance offers to buy FTX. FTT plummets by 75%. And let me go back to our chart here, because November 8th, that's when we're talking about some of these big declines that we were seeing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's kind of when the bottom fell out of the crypto market, hitting Bitcoin, of course, as well. And we advance even further. So here's what happened next. November 9th, Binance backs out of the FTX deal, if it was ever a deal in the first place, because I'm not even sure they got to the MOU stage. But the SEC and the CFTC, they begin their investigation of FTX. Alameda and Crypto.com, they halt withdrawals. They disable borrowing out of an abundance of caution. Well, that's another bad sign. And now we're getting towards the end here, towards the present day. This is yesterday, actually. Alameda stops trading, and then FTX seeks $9.4 billion in rescue funds from a couple of different funds, including Sequoia, who they took money from quite a while ago. SBF warning of trading pause, and that is kind of the death knell, because today FTX filed for bankruptcy and SBF resigned.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher, and you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we have Mark Cuban speaking about the bank man, saying he was just greedy. But we know he was doing the same exact thing these big banks and big corporations that were funding him are doing right now. And then on top of it, guys, just look at the donations that he gave to the politicians. But guys, if we go back to the timeline, it's something that we're leaving out. We have MakerDAO co-founder, young man, passed away on October 28th. And then 4 days later, all of a sudden, CoinDesk gets this information. And like I stated, CoinDesk is owned by Digital Currency Group. But guys, the last tweet that he sent out, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let you read the information here, because we know how this platform acts. But guys, if you read the actual last tweet, and then all of a sudden, 4 days later, we have this issue with FTX, and everything crumbles down at one time. That's why I wanted you to see the timeline on how quickly things crumble. And we know it's impossible. It's too much drama. It's too much distraction from something that's really going on. And we see all these players from MIT, and we know Jeffrey was giving big money to MIT. I just want you to think about it. It's just something that doesn't sit right, because we know when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
The world, when the crisis hit over the weekend, I made a unilateral decision to fly down to the Bahamas on Tuesday in the spirit of helping. And so you caught with
offshore derivatives platforms were offering 125 to 1 leverage at one time. The onshore regulated derivatives platforms were not offering more than 2.5 times leverage. Okay, so at 125 to 1 leverage, which is one of the products that FTX offered, that would have, the house odds on something like that would have made the 1950s Vegas mobsters blush, because they were 99% probability that the house won. But in a upward trending bull market, they were able to wrap in. I saw from your report with Kate, 100,000 creditors.
Yes,
a
that
lot
we
of
know
people
of. That we know of.
Right.
134 subsidiaries that we know of. I looked at the list. They're all over the world. Some of them bizarre names. Who the hell are they? We don't know. Right. I want you to repeat what you said just a moment ago for our audience, for the people in the back. 125 to 1 leverage?
Yes. Yes. And by the way, there are still other offshore exchanges that offer that. And
That's
again, those are
not-
99% house odds contracts. Right.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.